Welcome to a demo of BluSynergy's ESign Pay application. This demo shows how to send out a document that requires a payment to be immediately processed when the user signs. Here is the sample document we will be using. Let's say this fictitious law firm needs to send out a retainer agreement. This blank space is where we are going to place the credit card fields, then populate the amount here, followed by adding some fields for signature and client data. So go to the dashboard page, and click on the Request Signature Document Upload button. Note that you can configure this as a template for frequently used documents so that you do not need to drag and drop the fields each time. You can either drag and drop the file here or click on the Browse button and select the file we just looked at. Then enter the name and email of the recipient. If there are multiple recipients, you can click on the Add More Signers button. Then enter the email subject and message and click Next. This will upload the doc and then take you to this screen where you can drag and drop fields from the left panel onto the document displayed on the right side. Now we scroll down the document to where we left some blank space for the credit card fields. Then click and expand the Payment Elements tab, and then drag and drop the Credit Card Fields element. We can also drag the ACH fields over if we wanted to allow the customer to choose between entering their credit card or electronic bank draft. We then drag the Signature element, and then a text element where we want the user to enter their name, followed by a date element. We now select the date field and click on the Edit balloon in the lower left corner, and then we can choose that we want the date to be automatically set to the date the document was signed. Now, we drag the payment amount element over to the space we left in the document. We can then click on the field and enter the payment amount, let's say $2,300. Then click the Save and Send button to review the options regarding payment. The first option indicates that we want to process payment right away when the user signs the doc, whereas the second option allows you to collect the credit card information for you to process the payment later. We then get a preview of the email that will go out. Here we can edit and make changes to the email if we like. Then click the Send for signature. The status screen shows that the document has been sent, so let's go over to John Doe's email and see what it looks like from the recipient's perspective. So here's the email John Doe receives, and he clicks on the link which takes him to the signature page. He can click the Next and Previous buttons to navigate to the fields that need his input. He can then enter his credit card details, and we're going to be using a test card for this demo. John Doe can then sign the document electronically by typing in his name. He also has the option of signing using his finger, especially if he is using a mobile phone or tablet. He can also upload a picture of this signature as well. He then enters his name, and we see that the date is auto-populated with the current date. He then submits the document. He then sees that he's going to be charged for the retainer amount and okays it. At this point the payment has been processed. Note that if the payment had declined, then John would get an option to enter an alternate credit card. So now back on the status page we can refresh the status and see the activity like when he opened the document and when he signed it. Here we have options to integrate the payments with various accounting systems like QuickBooks or BluSynergy's billing system, or with CRM systems like Salesforce. If you download the signed PDF document, you see that the credit card information is masked and never transmitted within the PDF or in the email. Back in John Doe's email we see the same PDF attachment. You can process additional payments on the details screen. The Payments menu shows the list of payments as well as the documents and users associated with it. So you see how easy it is to collect payments with signatures using BluSynergy's ESign Pay application.